Alright guys, welcome back for another video on the $500 jet ski. Today we're going to be working on the carbs. I tried to do another video for you guys, but I'll show you what happened. On these old carbs here, I had bolt snap off, Phillips head for that holds the needle, the metering lever on. So I winded up doing a little upgrade. Let me show you guys right here. Get these bad boys opened up and let's get them apart. We won't worry about these, those are just parts carbs. So let me show you what the little upgrade is. Guys, here it is. It's a fresh set of carbs off of eBay. These are off 780 96. So it's going to be a little bit of an upgrade compared to the 750 carbs. I just hope when we start taking these apart that the condition on the inside is just as clean as the outside. I'm not worried about as far as rebuild kits and things like that go. That's no big deal. So let me show you how to get one of these apart. I'll just start with one. And first things first, I a lot of times like to use my 1/4 inch cordless impact on these. Let me get the right size bit here for you guys. Times these can be stuck together, vibration will break them loose. Just going to give you guys a quick rundown on how to take one of these apart, and then we're going to do a separate video on checking the crack pressure on these after I rebuild them and clean them. So it looks like you got a washer here for spacer that holds your fuel or your oil line. So alright, we're going to assume all these diaphragms are garbage on these. This diaphragm out of here. These look really nice in the inside, guys, compared to the other ones. It's possible the seller on eBay might have cleaned them up. Let me get a Phillips and a flathead and I'll show you what you guys take out of here. And then I'll show you a little video putting them back together. Okay guys, what you can do is you can put your Phillips in here and tap with a hammer right here on the back for the vibration to break these loose. I got lucky. I think the seller on eBay might have been into these already. So I hope all three come apart like this, because this is really, really nice. You got to get your screw out. That's going to hold your pin in right here for your metering for your metering lever for your pin. And there you go. There's your needle. I'm going to be replacing all these. I got a set, so pull your screw all the way out. Now you got to pull this little screw out down here. That'll hold your seat in. Take and dump it upside down. You'll see your little clip fall out that holds your seat right here. And then you're going to get this piece out. I really don't know what the proper name is for this piece. I wish I did, guys. I'm sorry. I should have researched it before I made this video for you. You're going to pull this out. Behind here, these carbs are actually in really good shape. Behind here, you're going to have a gasket. You're going to have this little piece of, I guess you would call plastic or fiber right here. You're going to wind up replacing that with your new kits. And then here's going to be your pilot jet right here. And then your main jet right here. Get yourself a tight fitting flathead. Let me find one. Take your flathead that fits in there nice and tight and crack it loose. Now, I'm going to put 110 mains in here. And I believe there's 67.5 pilots. Don't quote me. I'll get back to that when we put it back together. Yep, so these are 110 mains. Because I'm going to be doing some more upgrades to the ski, let me get a smaller flathead that'll fit in there. I'll show you how we get the pilot out. Okay, let's get the pilot out of here. Pilot jet. I got lucky. Some of these carbs, and they get really gummed up like these old ones here, you'll be breaking screws. I mean, they can be a real pain in the ass. So I guess what I could have done maybe to prevented that problem is soaked them in the ultrasonic cleaner before I tried taking them apart, but they were in pretty bad condition. So okay, here's your pilot jet, and somewhere on here it'll say right on the side here, I believe it is, you won't be able to see it on camera, yep, 67.5. it'll be right there where my two nails are pointing right here. So that's good. We'll go with the 67.5. I'm going to be doing some reeds and some other things on here and different exhausts, so we are going to have to up that fuel. Also, one other thing on the front of this carb, on the needle valve side, you'll see there's a little tiny, it's a 2mm Allen. Sometimes these won't come out. I'm not 100% positive if you guys have to take these out to clean these carbs correctly, but I'm going to go ahead and take everything out, ultrasonic clean them. So let me get back to that back side. So now I'm going to flip these over, and we got to get this back side apart. We got to get this bracket off, and we got to get the back side of the carb opened up. So let me take all these Phillips out. You can see them. They're here, here, here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 12 of them. So let me get those out off camera, and I'll show you. We'll get the back open, and I'll show you the little filter in here for the gas flow as it goes to the needle and seat. Okay, now on the back side of the carb, on the fuel line side, you're going to have to get these 4 Allens out. Or these 4 Phillips, I'm sorry. Like I said, I like my 1/4 inch impact. Just got to be careful it doesn't snap the heads off. I've had that happen too. So I know some people might say, don't use that on there, Drew. Well, I am. You probably would be better off doing it by hand, but okay. Now take this back side off. You're gonna see your next gasket in there. These are really a nice shape, guys. I got a great deal on these carbs. Okay, get that out of there. Junk. Now, here's your filter right in here for your fuel flow to your needle and seat. Pull that out of there. You can see there's a bunch of crud in there. Throw that in the junk pile. Alright guys, the way to get the seat out of here, the way I'm going to do it, because I'm replacing these, is I got needle nose vice grips. I'm going to clamp them on, and I'm just going to pull it out like that. I guess you could on the other side if you're careful. On the back side of this carb, you could take something long, a real long punch, but you can see it's got a very small hole, and you could have the punch where it meets the end of that brass. Just be careful doing that, guys. You don't want to tear up the actual body of the carburetor. Okay, set that down. Like I said, you wouldn't want to put the vice grips on it and reuse this. That's not a good idea. I'm sure there's better ways online to get them out if you want to reuse them. Now we got to get our high and low speed needles out. This is going to be the low needle over here. Like I said, I'm removing all this for cleaning purposes. I'll reset all this. I have a setting in mind that I'm going to run these carbs on. So, and I'll explain all that when we get to rebuilding them. You're going to have a washer, and you're going to have a little rubber O-ring in there. It's very important when you put these back together, don't tighten these down tight to get your settings started. You'll destroy the carb. And then now we'll remove our high speed needle, just like this. It's going to be on this side of the carb. And there you have it, guys. These are ready for cleaning. So I'll get the other 2 apart. It's going to be the same procedure, and then we'll go ahead and get them in the ultrasonic cleaner. Here we go, guys. I got genuine Mikuni kits. They costed me about 150 bucks for 3, but whenever you're doing one of these, don't buy aftermarket. I talked to a lot of guys on Facebook and some other groups. Don't put aftermarket junk in there. You'll be wasting your time. Number 1, it's hard to tune. Number 2, they're not reliable. And number 3, sometimes they don't even work at all. So we're going to cut that BS out and go right with OEM. I did buy some 110 jets for the original 750s, because like I said, I'm putting goodies on here, so it needs to be jetted up. I won't be using those. We're going to go with the standard 110. 90 size comes in the 750 carbs. In the 780 carbs, 110 comes standard, and I believe 67.5 for the pilots. That's what we're going to go with to get started. I'm going to do a 650 pipe, got the water box, I got Ocean Pro air cleaners, and I got V-Force reeds. So let's see how close we can get it, guys. Got everything out of the ultrasonic cleaner laid out on a nice clean rag, and I'm going to show you what I do after I ultrasonic clean my stuff. I'll take a can of parts clean, or brake clean, or starting fluid, whatever can you have. Parts clean is the best. Put the straw in it, and I'll start spraying all this. You're going to want to get all the crap off Spray in your high and lows. Spray where your seat goes. Spray it all over. Spray all that junk off. You can put new lubricant on there for your throttle slides. You can see I soaked the jets, the pilot and the main, so I'll blow all that out. That way, just in case there was any gunk on any of this stuff, I soaked this piece here that goes in the back. I believe that's for your fuel control. I'll spray that out. Here's your other piece that goes on the back. Spray that out. And I also soaked the highs and lows just to make sure the tips are really, really clean. Now I'll take my compressed air and I'll start blowing through all the ports on the carburetor. Oh, everything nice and clean, guys. Remember, the key with this is cleanliness. You want everything extremely clean on this. No gunk, no debris. And I'll show you one other thing I bought. I want to mention too, after ultrasonic cleaning these on reassembly, make sure we're going to use these oil holes on these carbs. Make sure that you put a couple pounds of air in there with your air compressor and blow all the crap out. Otherwise, when you go to run your new fuel or your oil injection setup, you're going to be pushing simple green or purple power or whatever degreaser or carb clean. You don't want to be doing that, so make sure you blow all that out clean too. This is the expensive little purchase I bought. I bought brand new needles and seats for these carbs. They were about 70 bucks. These are OEM Mikunis. Don't use aftermarket garbage. I already told you about that in this video. Just spend the money, do it right. This is a lot of work. Let me get this all out of here. Looks like they got some green goo on these. I'm not sure if that's got to be cleaned off before I put them in or not. I'm assuming yes. So we'll see. We'll get it figured out. And we got to get the O-rings on them too. So, alright, well, we'll start reassembly here. Down in here, you're going to have that piece I was telling you about. That is 2mm Allen head. I really should look up what all this stuff does, guys. I know a lot of it in my head. I'm sorry. It's after work. I want to get this done. You're going to get that piece back in. Don't go crazy tight with this stuff. Get it so it's tight, but don't go crazy. You ever take it apart, it'll snap off on you. Now we got to get our main and our pilot jet in. Main jet, like I said, I'm going 110 with these. Get our main jet in. It's down in there. We'll get that tightened up. And our pilot jet goes in here. 67.5 pilots, guys. Let me get those tightened down. Okay, open up your new needle and seat. You're going to want to open up your new carb kit, your overpriced carb kit. And you're going to want to get your brand new O-ring out. And that's going to go on your seat. I'll get that baby on there just like that. Let's see what else we got in here. Got all kinds of goodies. Alright, let me get the seat in. Guys, I just wanted to let you know I winded up blowing that green stuff off these new seats with a little bit of carb cleaner. I can't see a reason to have that on there. The way it was flaking, I didn't really like it, so just to give you a heads up. Okay, you're going to take and push your seat in with the O-ring on it. You'll feel it fit down in there nice and tight. Now you're going to put your holder back on, your little metal clip that holds it in place. I also ultrasonic cleaned this just to make sure it had no flakes of garbage. Magnetized Phillips works the best for this, guys. As you can see, it goes down in here, right here. So let me get that in there. I'll do it off camera. Alright, this piece I'm putting right here, putting together right here is called the valve body, and this is the check valve. So I got a brand new nice check valve flap on here. And we're going to get that all put together. So this is going to go in first. That down. Put your brand new gasket in. Just like that. Lay this baby down. Just like that. I'm double check, make sure that gasket didn't fold or anything weird on me. I've had stuff like that happen before. Should hold itself in place. Put that down. Put your 2 screws back in that hold the valve body in place. We're going to tighten those up with a screwdriver. Like I said, guys, just enough torque to get them to seat. Okay, now these Mikuni kits are really nice. They come with a new levering valve that holds your needle in. So we'll get that in, and we'll get the spring in here. And we'll get that Phillips tightened down that holds the spring in. Guys, these are extremely nice carbs for 70 bucks. I got super lucky on eBay. I get a lot of stuff off there when I'm doing projects, obviously. As you can see, I'm making sure I'm not going too tight. Okay, now there's a thing in the Polaris service manual about having your levering valve level with the top here. Level with the top surface. There's ways to bend those and adjust them. Like I said, I'm doing a video on crack pressure. So if I was to, well, I'm going to wrap up this video. So you'd put this back on your diaphragm. Put that in there. Put your cover back on. Now we can put this back side together. So we'll flip it over. We'll put our fuel screen in here. Like this. Guys, I try to keep really clean hands and stuff when I'm doing this. You can see I got a pile of clean rags. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Like I said, cleanliness is very important. Okay, put your seal in. Boom, guys. Just like this. Put your 4 longer Phillips. You can see I got all my Phillips laid out. Put your 4 longer ones in. There you have it, guys. One other thing. Okay, now listen closely. I'm running an SL650 pipe. I'm running a gutted air or a gutted water box. I'm running Ocean Pro air cleaners, SLT 780 carbs, and I'm running V-Force reeds and spacers. So, like I said and I mentioned before, 110 for the mains, 67.5 for the pilots. We're going to go a half turn on the lows, and then for the mag we're going to go 1 turn. For the center cylinder we're going to go a half turn, and for the PTO we're going to go 3/4. That's going to be on your high speed screw. And that's what we're going to start with.